What is going on, guys? My name is James, all thanks Hiya, and welcome back to another episode of our PokeMMO Let's Play. And yeah, it's probably been like 2 minutes for me, but it's been probably a day or two for you. I've just carried on literally from where I left off, like 5 minutes later. So what my plans are actually for this is to try and get like this little strip of people cleared. There's not too many battles after this, and then after that I'm going to go and try and do the gym battle. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think Thunderbolt's really effective against Muck, is it? No. I don't know. I don't know if my slam might be more powerful. But yeah, anyway, kind of, I was picking up on last episode about kind of stuff that I've been doing over the last week or so, talking about games, talking about that kind of stuff. I don't know, like, in terms of games that I have played, like a lot of people always ask me, like, James, what games do you play? What kind of games do you like to play? Well, when I was very, very young, the first console that I ever had was a PlayStation. Now, I really despise with a passion this whole Xbox is better than PlayStation, PlayStation is better than Xbox bullshit that goes on in YouTube. Because let's face it, it is absolutely rubbish. Both games have different, there's different games on different platforms. Some run better on others, others run better on some. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Whatever console you've got, it's a-okay. The reason why I have a PlayStation is quite simply because I grew up with a PlayStation system. Kind of simple, right? When I don't even remember how old I was, but the first thing I got was a PlayStation. I got Tomb Raider 2 on PlayStation. It came with Tomb Raider 2, Crash Bandicoot 2. It came with a game called Firestorm Thunderhawk, which is like this crappy like helicopter game. And what else? I still have the games here. Let me turn my head to the side here. What did I have? Firestorm Thunderhawk 2? I can't even remember. But yeah, when I was young, obviously, I really liked Tomb Raider. Like, I actually used to play the Tomb Raider series with my mum, believe it or not, because she was a big player of Tomb Raider. I've literally played every single Tomb Raider fully, 100% completed, all of the secrets, all of the hidden bits and pieces, probably each of them about 3 or 4 times. I love Tomb Raider, especially the early ones. Like, the new ones on the PS2 and the PS3 are great. The graphics are brilliant, they play really nicely, but for me, Tomb Raider is the PlayStation 1. It's a bit like those sentimental people who still love the original Sonic. Well, for me, I love the original Tomb Raiders. The sad thing is about it is with these days, with big TV screens and high performance PlayStations and Xboxes and whatevers, they're really difficult to play because everything looks so bad. It's really weird, but we're so used to sharp graphics, but that wasn't like that when I was growing up. I can still remember the very early games. Like I for my 6th birthday, no, Christmas, when I was 6 years old, we got a computer, and it was kind of like jazzed up as, oh James, look, you've got a computer, but in actual fact it was just a family computer. But I can remember when I was 6, it had Windows 96 on it, and we had like games on floppy disks. Yeah, like literally games on floppy disks. I cannot believe that I am actually saying that I was alive when games were on floppy disks, but it's true. I was actually 6 or 7, and we played floppy disk games for a good few years. But it wasn't until stuff like Tomb Raider came out. I can still remember, I still have the box of the original Tomb Raider that came with it. I had the original Fable, which came in like a box which looked like a book, and I really got into the Tomb Raider series. And then from that, I also used to be a huge player of Spyro the Dragon. And some people may think it was a kid's game, but I was a kid at the time. And to be honest, I'm kind of waiting for the moment when I get the motivation to start playing the Spyro the Dragon games again. It sounds ridiculous, but I was like a Spyro the Dragon beast. I knew all of the secrets, all of the locations, I knew all of the things. Those were fantastic games. Now, unfortunately, once again, I know there are Spyro the Dragon games for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2, but they do not live up to the PlayStation 1 games. For me anyway, it's just they do not live up to it, and I would rather play the old, the games where you had to use the actual up, down, left and right sticks to move instead of the analogs to play. And that's just because I grew up with those things, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're better or worse, but in my opinion anyway, they're still very good games. So, okay, we have Tomb Raider, and then we have Spyro the Dragon. I also used to play a lot of Crash Bandicoot. I think a lot of people did. I loved the Crash Bandicoot series. That was very, very good. Crash Bandicoot 2. Wasn't too much a fan of Crash Bandicoot 1 because I just didn't really think that the levels were as good. There are some brilliant levels in there, don't get me wrong, like Insanity Beach, but Crash Bandicoot 2 was good. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Played a lot of that. Things like Crash Team Racing, Crash Bash. Very, very good games. But I have like literally, where my sort of setup is, you know, like I have at home anyway, I have like my computer, and then to the right of me I have just like a wall of games, sort of. And, you know, I've always been a big gamer, so what else can I see in there? In case anyone's interested. Oh my goodness! Did anyone ever play Medieval? Oh my god. That was a brilliant game, right? You were this skeleton called Sedan Fortescue, and I've just realised that I've might have KO'd all my Pokemon. Oh god. Alright, let's have a look. But yeah, you were this Shizer. Oh, Haunter's okay. Whew. Close call. But yeah, you were this skeleton called Sedan Fortescue, who at like a famous battle got shot in the eye and laid to rest, and then he like resurrects himself from this tomb, and it's your job to like go around in these amazing levels and like just battle until the end. But it's like a level type game, and you've got like a big map and you move from level to level. It's all 3D and everything. It's a brilliant game. I loved Medieval. I used to play this with a friend of mine. Oh, Dream Eater, yes! Awesome sauce. I'm going to get rid of Curse. Don't like Curse. I used to play this game called Medieval with a friend of mine, and we literally played it, completed it, and then when we completed it, we started it again, but we alternated levels. Like, we used to play it to death. And that's another game that I wish I... Actually, you know what? I might play that soon. I don't think I'll record it or anything, because people might be like, what the fuck is... What the... James? What the hell is this? I need to play these. You know, I'm really, really lucky because I have one of the PlayStation 3s, the original PlayStation 3 that is actually backwards compatible. So my old PlayStation 3 plays PS2 and PS1 games, which is brilliant. Oh, I've used a repel there by accident. You know, like hardly anyone I know has one of these PlayStations, and mine still works and everything, so I'm really, really happy about that. Which means I can play all my old games. Like, I don't know what I'd do if my old PlayStation broke, because I'd literally have to go and buy a PS2 and a PS1. I would refuse to not have one just to play these old games. And there are a few of them available in the PlayStation Store, in case you're wondering. But yeah, I don't know if Medieval is. If Medieval is available, buy it. It is amazing. Like, seriously, really, really good game. So what else have we got? That's kind of my PS1 days. Like, there's a lot of games there which I really enjoyed playing as a kid. Like Bugs Bunny Lost in Time was a great game. Guardians Crusade was a great game. I used to play Matt Hoffman's BMX and Tony Hawk and that kind of stuff. Used to play a little bit of FIFA. Didn't really like it too much. What else is there? You know, stuff like Cool Borders. You don't get these games anymore, you know. But all right, moving on. This is like a history lesson in my gaming style or whatever, but after... Oh, God. Battle me, bro! Oh, screw you then. But yeah, after my sort of PS2 days and stuff had finished, and PS1 days had finished, I moved on to like PS2. I had 2 PS2s. They kept breaking, which is really annoying, but... No, I had 3. But it was under warranty, so it was okay, but... The kind of games that I played a lot for them were actually a shooting game called... It was called the Conflict series. So you had Conflict Desert Storm, Conflict Desert Storm 2, Conflict... what else? Conflict Vietnam, which was a brilliant game. What else? Conflict Global Storm. These games, in my opinion, were better than the Call of Duties back in the day. They were before the Call of Duties. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, actually, these games were better than Call of Duty on the PS2, believe it or not. In terms of like gameplay and graphics and all that stuff. I still really want to play through them again, actually. They're really, really hard to master, because if you go to something like that, it's old glitchy game style. So but yeah, those are really, really, really good games. What else have we got? Got a lot of things like Silent Hill and Tiger Woods. I went through a Tiger Woods stage because I obviously play golf myself, so let me see if Dream Eater actually works. Hoping it does. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, I went through a big Tiger Woods stage on the PS2. Not so much on the PS3. But I have like, I don't know, like 40, 50 PlayStation 2 games or something. Kind of have about the same PS1. Got probably about the same PS3 as well. I collect games. I don't necessarily trade them in. I personally don't like trading in games because I know myself that I'm going to be playing them again at some point. You know, I wouldn't play a game and then trade it in straight away and get some money back. I understand people who do that because not everyone can afford like new games every single time. So if you can trade in a game and get some money off it, that's great. That's a really sensible thing to do. But for me personally, I like to keep them just because I know that I can replay them whenever I like. So yeah, I don't really trade in. PS3 though is a different tale. I have a lot of games that are sort of individual titles or parts of series and stuff. Obviously I've got the Call of Duties, got Battlefields, got Killzone, got stuff like Bioshock, the Tomb Raiders, a game that I loved playing. Now I played it with a friend of mine the whole way through in co-op. We played Dead Island. Now I saw that there was some Dead Island DLC soon, which really excited me. I thought Dead Island was brilliant. Like, genuinely one of the best games I've ever played on PlayStation 3, or, you know, the equivalent on Xbox. I think it's on Xbox, but the game was glitchy as hell when it was first released, I will admit, but it didn't really matter because the storyline and the whole being, like, stranded on a desert zombie island, and you could play with a friend, and you could scavenge for bits and build yourself weapons and go through this amazing storyline. I really, really enjoyed that game a lot. What else have we got? Got stuff like Heavy Rain and Call of Juarez, you know, Fallout. I'm going to turn my head here and just read these off really, really quickly. God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Little Big Planet, Uncharted. Oh, Uncharted is brilliant, by the way. It's like Tomb Raider a little bit, I suppose, the newer ones. We've got Portal, obviously. Oh, God. Like Silent Hill again. Ninja Gaiden, Devil May Cry, Skyrim, Prince of Persia, Demon's Souls. I've got the orange box there as well. Oh, so many. Like, seriously. So many games. But the problem is, especially these days, I don't necessarily have the time to play them. And I use that term time very, very, very loosely because I do have the time to play them if I want to play them. But it's kind of that YouTube situation where I really, really want to focus on my channel. It's like my sort of passion, I suppose, these days is YouTube. It's what I kind of believe in most, and I kind of think that I could be playing, you know, games and recording them and being entertaining and hopefully cheering someone up if they've had a bad day. I think that's a nice little thought. I really like it when people say, you know, I had a shit day and cheered me up a bit. It's kind of nice. That's what I do it for, really. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice feeling. There's precious little, like, you know, there's precious little you can do as one individual in this world in terms of, you know, you've got hunger and pandemics and AIDS and cancer and, oh, it's so grim. And alone, there's not much you can do about it. Obviously, with groups and donations and stuff, you can help it. But on a sort of way, way smaller level, like, if you can be an entertainment to someone, especially if they've, you know, need cheering up or if they need entertaining, then I think that's cool. I really think that's cool. So, yeah. I do my bit, you know. I do my bit. But okay. See, I'm hoping that I've kind of leveled up a little bit here, but I sort of haven't, you know? It's sort of a little bit like this. I don't know. I'm thinking, though, with Hypnosis and Dream Eater, I can definitely do quite well in that gym. So I'm thinking about after these last few battles here, I'm just going to go back and try that gym leader. Oh, my loads, that's powerful. Nope. I knew it said Hypno then. Haunter. There we go. But yeah. And it's been quite a... Obviously, like, the last episode for you guys was the same one for me, so I've been talking a lot. I said it before in the last episode, but when you haven't done one of these for a long time, there's so much you want to talk about. Like, I always think to myself, oh, I could talk about this, or like, oh, I could talk about that. And by the time I get to actually doing the video, I forget. So I'm like, oh, what was that again? But I always do that. I try to remember as much as possible, but it doesn't necessarily work all the time. Loads. I don't know. But okay, let's keep going. So as I said earlier in the last episode, I'm thinking about doing a merch store and getting that set up. There's nothing in it just yet, but I will let people know when it's up and everything. I really want some cool designs. I also think the thought of someone walking around with like your t-shirt wherever they are in the world would be cool. I'm actually quite lucky because I think that the word thanks Hiya as sort of a logo or a brand does look quite cool. So I think I might actually do a few t-shirts that don't actually look like a YouTuber t-shirt. They might look like just a really stylish type of t-shirt. That would be really, really cool, because I did mention in a few like circumstances I've seen a few YouTuber t-shirts that have not, in my opinion, necessarily been the best. And you know, it's really, really easy to have a merchandise store. You literally can set one up for free. You can have any picture you want. You can just go on Google, type in creeper, and then like get a picture of a creeper and stick it on a t-shirt and sell it. And sometimes I feel that that's what people have done. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. This is just a really, really big generalization. But I don't want to do that. I want to keep something that's, you know, unique and fresh. And I want people, like, if you buy a t-shirt, I want your friends to be like, oh my god, that's a cool t-shirt. And you can be like, yeah, came from the internet. I don't know. Kind of my planning and stuff, but we'll see how it goes, eh? It would have been cool to have it out for Christmas. I'm not particularly sure that it will be out for Christmas, seeing as it's currently the 2nd of December, and yeah, I don't know. If it is, it might only just be, but I doubt it. It'll probably be too late for anyone to buy it for Christmas. Well, it would be nice to have it up for Christmas in case you wanted one or something, but I don't know. We'll see. And I also do a couple of giveaways for like a t-shirt or something, just maybe like 50,000 subscribers. If the t-shirt store is up, and then I might give away like a t-shirt or two, or save it for 100,000 subscribers or something like that. If I get there, of course. It's all circumstantial at this stage, but you never know, eh? You never know. Oh lord, I've talked a lot. Have you noticed I've talked a lot? When I get on a roll, I really sort of go for it. I don't know why. It's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I'm quite talkative sometimes, but not necessarily when I'm like with people. It's a bit weird. I'm like a listener, I suppose. When I'm with people, I like to listen, and then if I've, you know, got something that I would like to say, and I give my opinion and this, that, and the other. I do talk and stuff, you know, with people, but I'm quite quiet. Not the majority of the time, but sort of, I don't know, 60-40. I like to listen and think and, you know, ask people questions and stuff. But when I get on like microphone, because it's just me, I like go for it. I'm just like, loud noises, and you know, why not, eh? Why not? Okay, so I think that is nearly it for this. I'm hoping so. I'm a bit fed up of like fighting Machops and stuff now. I've kind of destroyed every single one of them. Oh, there's one more. You know what? Let's just do it. There's one more, and we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for Johnny. Yeah. I don't know why I say half the stuff I do. Kind of random, don't you think? Yeah. Why did I make that noise? I have no idea. Weird. Yeah, so, I don't know, like, I want to try and get a bit more Yogbox recorded as well, because people really like watching the Yogbox series. I will warn you now, like, I might slightly repeat some of the stuff I've just said about the MMO game that I used to play called Zoo Online. I said that in last episode. I might repeat a little bit of that in the Yogbox. Apologies for doing that, but not everyone who watches this watches the Yogbox and vice versa, so I'll try and keep it as brief as possible. But I would kind of like to maybe make that comparison again in terms of like game development and stuff, because I do really think that the successful games are the developed ones. It seems like an obvious thing to say, but I don't know, have you guys ever played a game that has fallen by the wayside? Have you ever played a multiplayer game, like maybe an MMO that has been closed down? Because I'm really worried about, you know, the game I used to play, Zoo Online, because when that game eventually closes, that's going to be really, really sad, because although I don't play the game, I know that if I want to play the game, I can just log in. You know, like, there is a way on the game to basically, you know when Minecraft pops up and you have one window? Well, there's a way to do it so you can pop up like 5 or 6 windows, which basically means that you can be using like 3 or 4 characters or however many you want in the same go, which means you can do stuff like trade between them and use some of them as like warehouse characters for storage of items, and you can use them to like refine your gears and help you in terms of probability if you're in a party, that kind of stuff. So I probably have, like, as I said, I was a really, really big player in this game, like seriously. So I probably have like 300 characters, like genuinely. Some of them, most of them are just storage characters, but with a lot of items in. Like, seriously, a lot of stuff. A lot of swag. So, when that game eventually closes, it's going to be really, really sad. Because all of that which existed is now gone. I know it sounds weird, but, you know, all of those items are existed. They're all coded. They're all for me. You know, they're all stuff that I've worked for and I've worked really, really hard for. And for that all to be gone forever is really, really sad. So I'm praying, well, not praying, but I'm kind of sort of wistfully, what's the wrong word? Sort of, I don't know, I guess kind of wishing that the company who owns the game, which is a company called Onwind, IGG, will get some foreign investment from God knows where, and, oh, the gym's this way, god damn it. Might get some investment and, you know, spend some money on the game and actually get some goddamn developers to, you know, do some new stuff, because it's, the potential is there. Seriously, like, if I had, you know, millions of pounds or whatever, I would strongly be tempted into buying the game. It sounds ridiculous to say, but all it needs is a team of developers who actually want to push the game forward instead of just fixing the problems and not moving anything forward, because that's effectively what they're doing. They're spending so much time kind of just, like, with so few people, all they do is... Oh, don't die, don't die. They spend so much time just... Oh, I can't do the... I can't... You can't put a Drowsy to sleep. That is Billy bullshit. The guy's called Drowsy, for God's sake. So, you know, they've got so few people, because they have like 10 games, all of which aren't doing that well. You know, axe the games that are least popular. Hopefully that won't be Zoo, obviously, but... You know, and just get the developers to start moving the game forward instead of just spending their time just dragging out the same old, same old. Because it's... Can you imagine playing Minecraft for two and a bit years with the same patch? Nothing new at all? That'd be boring. That would be seriously boring. And it is seriously boring. And that's really, really sad. So yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, like, I don't think I'd have the energy to go back and do it all over again. Like, I know you guys are like, James, shut up about Zoo. But one little in-game mechanic, and I don't know if you've ever played any games where there is something like this before, but there is this in-game system called spars, right? And what they are is it's effectively enchantment of gear. So, for example, I could make a vestment or a, you know, a weapon or something like that, right? And then I have these things called spars. Now, these are fairly difficult to get, so you have to collect them. Now, what happens is, you have these were new, these were introduced into the game. These at one point did not exist. So, for example, if you made a top-level vestment, you had a top-level vestment. That was it, you know? That's all you're ever going to get. But with this way, it allowed you to increase the power, like the defense and the attributes of that particular item. So it was out of 20, 1 to 20, and what you did is you had a special screen, so you loaded your piece of gear in, and then you loaded 5 spars at a time. So you could have 5 spars at a time, and then the more spars you use up to 5, the higher probability you had of going up a level. So at the beginning, it was like 65% success of going up to the next level. But then it slowly goes to like 60, and then 55, and then 50. But there's no pattern to it. It's completely random. It is as random as flipping a coin. So, for example, the gear that I have currently on my character, it's very, very strong. It's rank 13. Every piece is rank 13, which is... It basically goes like stars and moons. So the first 10 are stars, and then the next 10 are moons. So it's 3 moons. It stops at 10 moons, but you're never going to get that realistically. So all my pieces are 3 moons. It took me forever to do that. Like, seriously, it took me so damn long. And then eventually when I did it, I was so happy. But the energy and the stress it took to get to that. Because can you imagine, like, if you've got a coin next to you, flip the coin 13 times and see if you can get a heads every time. It's not going to happen that often, is it? You know, you could do that thousands of times. It's not going to happen. That's kind of what the system is. It is as random as that. And I did that on every piece. Basically, just flip your coin 13 times and get 13 heads every time, and do that 8 times. But, you know, obviously these spars cost you money, and you have to do things to, you know, get the items to buy them with in-game and trade them with people, and... Ugh. The single system that ruined the game, quite simply, was the sparring system. Very annoying. Very annoying. But what can you do, eh? Alright, so we've got this sand slash. What Vine Whip on a Sand Slash? What does that do? Super effective. We should really have Razor Leaf soon. I'm hoping that I might get Razor Leaf next level. That would be super useful. Go on, Razor Leaf. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, Razor Leaf. Go on. Ah, god damn you, Victory Bell. Oh well. Okay, let's do the same tactic again. That seemed to work. Arbok. I like the face. I never really noticed as a kid the face in the Arbok, like in this bit. Obviously, like snakes have that anyway to like scare off prey or whatever, but yeah, I never noticed it as a kid. I was like, oh, it has some pretty patterns on it. Wow, cut is powerful, man. Got some serious cutting power. I think I've got this one in the bag, though, I'd say. Yeah. I think Team Rocket got some pretty shabby choice of Pokemon, like Arboks and Koffings and Voltorbs. They got some pretty lame choices, all in all. In my opinion, anyway. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so what I'm probably going to try and do is, it would be nice if we could do the gym battle today. That might be really cool. I don't think I'm going to go and visit the Safari Zone, because at the moment there's not really that much point. I don't think in this Let's Play I'm going to be like catching all 150 whatever of the Pokemon, because it's a bit crazy. So I'm going to be basically playing until the Elite Four, beating the Elite Four, just basically beating the game, and I might go and do like a bonus episode where I go and catch Mew or something. Not Mew. Mewtwo. That might be cool. Kind of thinking that. So, you know, just standard Let's Play. Should be cool. Should be cool. I still haven't got Pokemon Black and White 2. I might actually get that. I might actually get that very soon. It might be fun to play. Apparently people said it's a good game, so I can't knock Pokemon really in terms of like the new games and stuff, because they are effectively the same thing every single time, but they're kind of not at the same time, because although your experience is similar, your sort of, you know, it's different at the same. It's weird, isn't it? It's bizarre, but I do like very much the Pokemon series. It's much like Zoo Online, you know. It's a part of my life that I grew up doing. You know, for four or 5 years, I was Pokemon mad, especially when I was like 10 or something. And then, you know, when I was 16, 17, I was Zoo Online mad. And then I went through a stage of Call of Duty and stuff. Didn't really play Call of Duty that much. I played Modern Warfare 2 the most. Actually, no, that's a lie. I played Black Ops 2 the most. No, Black Ops 1 the most. So, Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops were the games I played the most. Modern Warfare 3 didn't really play that much of it. Got to like second prestige. No, first prestige even. Got to first prestige. Black Ops 2. Ooh, Black Ops 2. Where can I begin? You know, I really wanted to post some Black Ops 2 gameplay, and I think I will at some point, but I find that game very, very difficult. And the reason why I find it difficult is because it's very, very easy. It sounds weird, but the way I play, as I mentioned, I think, last video, I play very, very aggressively. Or maybe I mentioned it this video, but I play extremely aggressive, so it's very, very, very easy for me to die in a game like Black Ops 2. Because, you know, I just charge, I run and I charge, and I run and I charge. And as I said, you know, with the ease that people can die in a game like Black Ops 2, it makes the way I play very, very difficult to get gameplays with. So, kind of, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you poisoned, or? I thought you were paralysed. Did I use it on you? Okay, slightly strange, I don't know. Well, I'll heal you up. Oh no, it's okay, it's fine. So yeah, the way I play is very, very difficult to get the gameplay, and you know, I would like to, as I've said, but I'm kind of struggling to get a really good gameplay at the moment. Part of that is down to the fact that I don't particularly know what the good guns are, I don't really know what the good classes are, but from what I've heard anyway, like, I try not to surround myself at all with the Call of Duty commentary world, and that kind of sounds a bit odd, but I used to be very, very impressionable when I was first playing the Call of Duty games. So this was back in Modern Warfare 2 Black Ops days. I used to watch a lot of Machinima Respawn, for example, and I used to take what those commentators like, you know, Tabe and C-Nanas and Hutch and ODUseby Blade and Sandy Ravage, and I used to take what they say as like gospel and be like, oh yeah, they're commentators, so they must be right. But everyone is their own player, and you know, I am not Hutch or C-Nanas. You know, I'm not as good as them probably, but I'm not them as a player. So whatever they think is good might be a good example of what's good, but it might not necessarily work for you as a player. And I think that I don't want to have that outside influence before I realize what's good or bad. You know, for example, like it sounds weird, but in Black Ops, for example, the AK-47U was known as a really overpowered gun at one point, but I never ever used that gun, not because I thought it was overpowered, but because I didn't think it was any good. To be honest, to be completely and utterly honest with you, I didn't think it was any good at all. And that was because, like, I didn't watch any videos about people saying it, but as soon as I saw people, you know, making videos about it, I started going like, oh, this is really overpowered, blah, 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 blah. It's not the way to do it. You know, if someone says something is overpowered or someone shows you a glitch or a bug or whatever, it's not necessarily always right, you know? So it's kind of... I've tried to steer myself away from watching Call of Duty videos whilst playing Black Ops 2, because it kind of, to some extent, could ruin your experience of it as a player. And I've really, really tried to back off from that and just enjoy the game for the sake of enjoying it. Now, the flip side of the coin to that was, for example, Modern Warfare 3. I did not enjoy playing Modern Warfare 3 at all. And it is not because I thought it was a bad game in particular, but at the time when I was playing it, I was trying to get Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplays for videos and for parodies and that kind of stuff. And it made it really, really stressful. And, you know, I've just decided that my channel is not a Call of Duty channel anymore. You know, although I can post some, I don't necessarily have to rely on it for people to watch my videos, which is a nice feeling. I think that moving away from Call of Duty was the best thing that I ever did. It's not to say that I won't ever post it again, but in terms of, you know, the regular content, something like Minecraft is so much more relaxing to do, you know? And I think that's very, very important if you're a content maker. Don't make something that's stressful. Seriously, Call of Duty is stressful as hell to do. So I made that move away from it, and it's nice because it means you can play things with an open mind. And if you get a good gameplay, well, you can just load up theatre mode. And then if you want to take it, take it. But for example, when I was playing Modern Warfare 3, I had my PVR running constantly because I didn't trust the theatre mode. It was a bit laggy and glitchy and stuff. And, you know, I recorded everything off theatre mode. I recorded everything off HD PVR straight away. And if I didn't get a gameplay, it was really, really stressful. And that made me not enjoy the game. And I think that's something that I want to avoid with every game I ever play from now on in. Because I don't want to be sitting here, you know, sweating like a pig, being like, oh my god, stop treating me badly, when in actual fact it's me probably that's just playing bad, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know. Really, really enjoying playing just relaxing games at the moment. It sounds so obvious, you know, to play Minecraft and play Pokemon and whatever, and people think like, I don't know, people think that, well, why are you playing these games? They, you know, but there's no real point to them. Well, the best games, in my opinion, are games that don't have any point to them. Sounds weird to say, right? But it's true. Okay, but yeah, anyway, it's quite zoned out there for a second. We have defeated this gym, which is like the sludgy style gym with coughings and wheezings and stuff. Ooh. So that's good. How the hell do I get out of here? I don't know. I'm going to find out at some point. So, yeah, I think, actually, actuellement, I am going to finish this here. Now, if someone would be kind enough into the comments as to tell me where I should go next, that would be really, really appreciated. I have actually forgotten, genuinely, like, I don't want to spend a lot of time doing something that's completely pointless. I want to carry on with the storyline. So if someone would be kind enough to know as to where in the storyline I go next, that would be really, really awesome to hear in the comments. I'm thinking that I might have to go... Like, hang on, let me show you. If I find my Pidgey here. Let me do this fly. There we go. So I'm here currently. I think that I might have to go here. Into, like, this town here. This is where I'm thinking the storyline continues. But if that's wrong, then please let me know. I'm in Fushia City right now, but... Yeah. Okay, that'd be really, really cool if you could help me out. That would be really appreciated. But yes, until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. It has been a pleasure. As always, thanks, and see you.